Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan.
Drip. Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go. Now, the other big criticism of the Game Awards. This is one that I had talked about way early on this year, and I felt this was going to happen. And ladies and gentlemen, it has happened. Exactly as I had predicted. Okay? Hogwarts Legacy has been completely snubbed by the Game Awards. Now, keep in mind, Hogwarts Legacy in February was an insanely well-selling game. Alright? Even though critics, half the time, refuse to even play the game because of the politics of the creator of the Harry Potter universe, J.K. Rowling. They decided that this game didn't exist. But for those who actually played it, and for those who actually reviewed it, they pretty much all agreed it was an outstanding game. It's the best Harry Potter game ever made. It's a game with incredible world design, incredible art design, implementation of the lore of a universe that up to this point we'd only seen kind of in books and movies, and turning it into a truly interactive open world experience, the likes of which you've never seen before, right? In fact, if you are a fan of Harry Potter, like the only thing that you could probably argue is completely missing from Hogwarts Legacy is Quidditch. They didn't put it in it. They have the arena, and they didn't put it in there. And that's pretty darn sad that it wasn't in there, because that is a thing that is kind of synonymous with the Harry Potter universe and the great lore of it. But outside of Quidditch being missing, everything else was there. You had your synonymous, your enemies, right? There are different enemy types and things, different kinds of magic. The combat being implemented was interesting in the way that they did it. Again, being able to explore the actual Hogwarts Academy of Magic, and then also going out to the towns and things around Hogwarts and seeing how this world is built in a 3D environment, and how, geographically how it's laid out and all of that, and seeing things that are iconic in the Harry Potter universe in this game, right? In this world. And in fact, as I was playing the game, I told you guys it wasn't perfect, right? I was honest. I said basically the problem with, excuse me, the real problem with Hogwarts Legacy is that when you get to the final third of the game, you've seen the game. There's really nothing new in the whole final third of the game. And it feels like they kind of ran out of ideas. There's really no new magic that's implemented, or the magic that is implemented is too similar to the magic you already have. There's no new traversal. It's all just riding the broomstick around and doing things like that. It's the same kind of puzzles. It's the same kind of dungeons. It's all the same kind of stuff, right? So once you get to that point of the final third of the game, it definitely fizzles out. The ending of the game is interesting, but that whole final 10, 15 hour experience is kind of boring, right? So, yeah, it's not absolutely flawless or anything, but the fact that you have a world that for the first time ever, a truly immersive, interactive version of the Harry Potter universe in a video game, just there, it should have gotten nominations for art direction and things like that. This game got completely snubbed by the Game Awards, right? Now, yesterday I told you about how the Game Awards work. The games that are nominated for any award are nominated by 120 gaming journalists and game community insiders. What does that mean? It basically means people that are goody-goody friendly with Jeff Keighley, his buddies in the gaming industry, all right? It's not representative of the common gamer. The common gamer plays more games than a gaming journalist, because when a gaming journalist plays a game, they have to try to rush through a game to put out a game review of it, and then they're on to the next. They don't have time to immerse themselves in a game world. They don't have time to play a wide variety of games, because a lot of these gaming journalists are known as genre specialists. So you might have one journalist who plays all the RPGs in a year, one journalist who plays all the shooters in a year, but they don't carry over. And because they don't carry over, how can you legitimately value the opinion of someone who's had only this tunnel vision view of games for the year? Now, let's be very honest, all right? Hollywood and the whole artistic community, for the most part, is incredibly liberal. They're incredibly leftist, all right? This is not a statement of opinion. This is a statement of fact. It just is. That whole community is incredibly leftist. So are gaming journalists. They're all for progressiveness. They're all for advancement of that kind of stuff. Now, I'm not against that. I like having inclusion in games. I like having more variety in games, right? But with J.K. Rowling, the creator of Harry Potter, basically being an outspoken person when it comes to, you know, being how can I say? Basically, people see her as being anti-trans, okay? I've seen things she said that are very anti-trans, and I've seen things that she said that aren't really anti-trans, but people take it that way. I've seen all different things, okay? I'm not here to debate that. I really don't give two shits either way what the real argument here is. The problem is that when you take those kind of political stances, right, and you somehow transfix them now onto a video game, is that really journalistic integrity, right? Remember, there were journalists, gaming journalists, who outright said, we refuse to play Hogwarts Legacy. We're ignoring this game like it doesn't exist. Well, did J.K. Rowling make the game? No. Did she have a hand in its development? No. Did she actually have any determination on anything that was in the game? No. It's just her source material that was turned into the game. In fact, if any of those gaming journalists actually played the game, there is a trans character in the game who's one of the main characters of the plot, necessary for story advancement, that's incredibly well written, and is one of the more positive portrayals of anyone in the entirety of the game. So how can you say that this game is anti-trans? You can't if you actually played it. But they refuse to play it because they're ignorant. Instead of just saying, okay, listen, we don't agree with the politics of J.K. Rowling, but this game was not made by J.K. Rowling. It's just the source material. But look, it's advanced, it's better. It actually is teaching good lessons that trans people are real people and they could be great influences on other people around them. They could be part of a great story. They're just a natural part of life. Let's accept them. Here they are. They're accepted in the game. But no, ignore all that because we don't like the person who wrote the source material. So act like it doesn't exist, right? Like, again, here we go. Cover our eyes, cover our ears. This doesn't exist. It's the mentality of a 4-year-old, right? So, since most of the gaming media actively panned or ignored this game because of J.K. Rowling's politics, did you really think that any of them were going to nominate it for awards at the Game Awards? And this is the problem with the Game Awards. This is not representative of the quality of the games that came out this year. This is representative of the personal preferences and opinions of the friend group of Jeff Keighley. And that's not right. If you actually poll gamers this year, I guarantee you, overall, gamers would tell you that that game, at very least, should be in the running for things such as best art direction and things like that. Maybe it's not Game of the Year, but it absolutely should be nominated for some awards, even if they're not the big one, right? Gamers don't agree with these political stances. Gamers just want to fucking play games. I don't want to sit here and every time I boot up a game, I have to worry about, oh God, is someone offended by something in this game? Or was one of the people who wrote the source material an asshole on fucking Twitter? And now we have to worry if, oh God, is someone going to yell at me because I'm playing this fucking video game? No one cares. With a brain, that is. But when your whole life turns into a political argument about something, this is the problem, is that your whole life is inundated with this kind of crazy periphery thoughts, right? For those of us who buy a video game, what do we buy it for? So we can boot it up, and during our busy lives, our stress-filled lives, we can escape. We want to escape the realm of politics, religion, money, and finances, war, sickness, illness, COVID. We want to ignore all that fucking stuff. And we just want to sit in a fantasy world and enjoy ourselves. If you're superimposing all of that shit that we're purposely trying to ignore when we go to play our games, you've missed the point of games. And that's your fucking fault. Not everything on planet Earth is your agenda to push down someone's fucking throat. If someone likes or dislikes J.K. Rowling and her politics, that's their own decision to make. You don't have to play Hogwarts Legacy if you don't want. But if you're a gaming journalist with integrity, you have no right to ignore the game like it doesn't exist. It does. You want to know what shouldn't matter? Your fucking political opinion. Because no one gives a fuck about your political opinion. I don't, and the gamers don't. We just want to play fucking video games. So stop panning games because you're a fucking idiot who thinks that everything's about you. It's not. Not everything in life is about your entitled opinions about shit. All right? We like video games and we want people to fucking enjoy them for what they are. The people who made Hogwarts Legacy went out of their way to make sure that there was inclusion in their game to show that they're not of a bigoted mindset like so many people say J.K. Rowling is, and you still ignored and panned the game. You are an ignorant fucking asshole. You're just as badly bigoted as the person that you criticize. And that's the problem with the Game Awards. %. Those awards cannot be valid if the only people who are nominating and voting on the awards are people who are skewed to a political side or whatever. It's the same thing that happened with The Last of Us 2. I'm not saying The Last of Us 2 was a terrible game. It certainly wasn't. But there was no way that that game should have won every fucking award like it did that year. It was 100% political. And the Game Awards should not be political. They should be based on actual quality of the games played. Not on, oh, well, it's my political belief, so I fucking like or dislike it. It's insane. It's, you know, so, yeah, I'm pissed off. Because, yes, 100%, the Game Awards are invalid this year because there's nothing with Hogwarts Legacy. Even if they had nominated it for one award, all right, you would have been like, okay, at least it's valid. They literally purposefully ignored the game like it doesn't exist. What a bunch of pussies. That's literally the definition of a pussy. I'm so afraid to actually say that something that's good is actually good because some other people in the political spectrum might criticize me. Well, then quit. If you're not going to be legit, you're not going to be transparent, and you're not going to be, you know, truthful with your audience. I mean, journalism is supposed to be truth coming through. Reporting of facts, truth, not fucking agendas. So if you're not able to do that because you're so afraid of your community, then fucking quit and go do something else, right? Any other job. That way we don't have to have our industry full of these fucking ninnies and sissies who can't fucking be honest, and instead they all gotta kiss each other's butt for certain reasons and got, oh yeah, let's get the movement going of this and that, but then we pan this and that. In truth, is there a problem with bigotry? Yes, there is. Absolutely there is. There's problems with bigotry all over this planet, okay? And we need to tackle the real issues, right? If you believe J.K. Rowling really is a bigot against trans people, then you have the right to voice that opinion. You absolutely do. And you have a right to say you should boycott her writings or things that she's directly influencing. This is not one of them. This is a case of people literally trying to take their agenda and throw it into the limelight for them to get attention, right? It really was an avenue for them to talk about the trans rights issue on a grand stage for something that literally was nothing to do with it. This game has nothing to do with trans rights at all. In fact, it's the opposite. It represents it nicely in a positive way. And now you've discredited all the people who worked on the game, and you've given them no right to be recognized at the end of the year for their hard work because of your own biased opinions that aren't valid here, you know? I just had enough of this shit, and it pisses me off. These Game Awards every year, people say, oh, well, it's not, and I say it too, they're not the official awards. You're right. The Game Awards are not official. They're not officially the opinion of everyone on the planet of what's good and bad. The problem is, people take it that way. People will hear, this game got, Game of the Year. This game got no awards. And they'll just think, oh, that's factual truth that this game is great and this game sucks. And that's not the truth. At all. In any way. It's not the truth. So, people have to stop taking it like that, but people aren't that smart, I feel. You know what I mean? So, sadly, now we have this situation where one of the best-selling games of the year, we're at the end of the year, and most people forgot it existed because the Game Awards panned it. For what? Did you really help trans rights by doing that? Like, how much advancement of trans rights do we have because now Hogwarts Legacy will not get a Game Award? Right? I mean, what are you talking about? Your efforts could have been put towards something much more important and much more, much more progressive towards helping the situation with that issue than what you did. But hey, who gets hurt? The game developers who worked their asses off to try to make a valid game that actually did represent trans people fairly. But fuck them, right? Because at least you got your 5 minutes in of pushing your agenda, right? Wow, good for you. It's all about everyone and their own selfishness. It's pretty fucking sad in the world. Everyone's about me, me, me. No one just thinks big picture anymore about anything. And that's the sad fact. Everyone, no, I don't care about how it hurts this person or hurts that person as long as I get ahead today, right? And that's what it is. So, it's pretty sad. And, you know, it is what it is. And there's nothing you can do about that. You just put up with it, okay? Fair enough? All right. Anyway.
I got the drip going. 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 I got the drip going.
It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean, these dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.